All right, let's dive in and really master the complete sales workflow inside NuMetric. We're going to follow the entire journey from the moment you create a brand new customer all the way to managing their account long after the deal is done. Let's get right to it. This is a question every single business has to deal with, right? A single sale has so many moving pieces. You've got proposals, invoices, payments, follow-ups. It's so easy to drop the ball on just one of those little details, and that can mess up the whole thing.
So how do we fix that? Well, we're going to walk through the entire life cycle of a sale, right here, right now. This is going to show you, step by step, how NuMetric builds this really clear, connected path from that very first hello all the way to a fully paid, happy customer.
Look, every single sale, every single one, starts with the customer. It's so basic, but so important. Before you can even think about sending a proposal or an invoice, you need a clean, accurate profile for them in your system. This isn't just paperwork, it's the bedrock for everything else we're going to do.
So creating a customer is super straightforward. You just follow these steps. Go to Sales, click Add a Customer, fill in their info. But here's the cool part. As you're doing that, something kind of magical is happening in the background. The second you hit Create, NuMetric automatically adds that customer to your main financial ledger, the chart of accounts. That means no double entry, no extra work for your accountant, it just works.
Okay, hold on. Before we go any further, this is a really crucial tip, especially if you deal with any kind of official e-invoicing. You have to keep the customer name field completely clean. No special characters. I'm serious, not even a hyphen or a period. Why? Because those little symbols can cause your e-invoice to get rejected. Trust me, getting this right from the very start is going to save you a ton of headaches later.
Okay, so our customer is in the system, all nice and clean. Now we're ready for the fun part, creating a really professional proposal. In NuMetric, we call this an estimate, and it's where you lay out exactly what you're offering them.
Making an estimate is all about being crystal clear. You just pick your customer, you set your dates, and then you add your line items one by one. This gives your client a perfect breakdown of what they're paying for. You can even attach things like contracts or project files right to the estimate itself, which keeps everything organized in one spot.
Now this is where things get really dynamic. Once you send that estimate, you're not just crossing your fingers and hoping for a reply. Nope. NuMetric lets you see how many times they've looked at it. You even get a notification the second they open it. And best of all, once they say yes, you can turn that estimate into an invoice with literally one click. It just completely removes all the friction. So your proposal is a go. Awesome. Now it's time to get paid. This is, the heart of the transaction. And NuMetric gives you two main types of invoices for different situations. Knowing which one to use is the key to keeping your finances straight.
Okay, it's actually really simple. Think of the regular invoice as your go-to for any sale where the payment isn't happening right this second. So for projects, big services, anything where you're sending a bill that's due later. The cash invoice is for right now. Think point of sale, an online store purchase. We're getting paid right after an appointment. It records the payment instantly.
For a regular invoice, the process is exactly what you'd expect. Pick your customer, set your dates, add your items. But check this out. See that optional step to link a project? That is such a powerful little feature. By doing that, you can track exactly how much money a specific job is making, giving you a crystal clear picture of your profitability.
But what if you have a really big invoice? The kind that might make a customer gulp. Well, that's where the installments feature is an absolute game changer. You can break up one big bill into several smaller, more manageable payments. Each one gets its own due date and its own automated reminders, which also makes your own cash flow so much easier to predict.
And speaking of reminders, let's talk about automating them. We all hate chasing down late payments, right? Well, you can just flip a switch on any invoice, and NuMetric will automatically send out polite reminders after the due date. It saves you time, and let's be honest, some pretty awkward conversations.
So, we've handled one-off sales, but what about all those sales that happen over and over and over again? For things like monthly subscriptions or retainers, doing that manually every single month is just a waste of time. And that's exactly what recurring invoices are for. This quote here really says it all. Invoices are auto-approved and issued without manual edits. You basically set it up one time, and the system just takes it from there. The invoices get created and sent out automatically, on schedule, every time. No more forgetting to send a bill. It's perfect for this stuff. You just set a frequency, weekly, monthly, whatever you need, and NuMetric handles the rest. It is truly set it and forget it billing. Just a quick note, to use this you'll need to have the Recurring Transactions module enabled in your account.
You know, a sale isn't really over just because the invoice is paid. The last piece of the puzzle is all about maintaining a clear financial picture. That means being able to generate customer statements and, when you have to, handling refunds without any mistakes.
So NuMetric gives you two different ways to look at a customer's account, and it's important to know the difference. The outstanding invoices statement is laser-focused. It just shows you what a customer owes you right now. The account activity statement is the whole story. Every invoice, every payment, every refund, all between two dates that you pick. So use one to quickly see what's due and use the other for the full history.
And what happens when you need to give money back? Well, the system is designed to make refunds basically foolproof. You don't just create a new negative invoice. Instead, you go back to the original invoice and click Record Refund. Then you just pick which items are being returned, and the system does all the math for you, including tax. It's fast, and it keeps your books perfectly accurate.
And there you have it. That's the entire sales journey inside NuMetric, from that first customer entry all the way to managing their account. We've seen how to build smart proposals, automate our billing, and keep perfect records. So now that you've seen the whole process, take a look at your own business. Which part of this cycle are you going to streamline first?